Hi guys, welcome back to part 2 of this boot camp, I guess series you could call it. Come here, Stitch. You gotta go for round 2. Round 2, round 2, round 2, round 2, part 2, round 2, part 2. Alright, so let's talk about part 2. Where did I leave my phone? This is helpful. So part 2 is the anvil. Let's start with that. You kind of get a feel for, at this point, you know what the drill is, right? Now you're just learning basically how to deal with it, because now that you know what the deal is, you know that you have to be there for like at least another 6 weeks. So you're trying to, the main thing for me was trying to deal with it, you know? Like I knew, you know, I had to get through all this stuff. The anvil wasn't that bad. There's no digging holes. It's mainly just, you know, it's mainly just walking around and being very quick when you do things. Like when we went out in the fields, our drill sergeants expected a lot of us, a lot from us. They expected us to be quick and to follow directions, and you really just have to be on your A game when we went out on the field. And I know that there's like, we did so you're supposed to do a 7.5 mile ruck. We did an 8.5 mile ruck because one of our drill sergeants that was leading it, he was just really about that. He was just really about the you know, completing more than you should. And then I know that from white phase we also started doing marksmanship, which was the rifles, and like we did learn a little bit of like the whole like holding it and like doing all the transitions. So we did learn a little bit about that. And it was so funny because this is when like drill sergeants already know you and they kind of know what to expect from you. And some of the drill sergeants with me were like, well, actually, some of the drill sergeants with me literally like never said my name, never acknowledged me, just because like they didn't need to. I will say during Y phase, this new drill sergeant came to work for our company, and she was so annoying. Like she could not get my name off of her mouth. Like for some reason, she just didn't like me. She was always saying Garcia. She was always like, and I really was just trying to do the best that I can during that time, and she just kept saying my name. And I'm like, listen lady, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I don't know what I did to you. I know that I'm not the best with the rifle, but this isn't, just because I'm not the best with a rifle doesn't mean that I'm not careful. You know, it doesn't mean that I'm gonna kill someone. I am careful. I'm just not the best with it. So dumb. But yeah, she made boot camp so much harder than it had to be for me. Like I was smooth red face, like no issues. All the drill sergeants loved me. Then white face, and then blue face. Oh my god, this lady just kept getting worse and worse. And then this other drill sergeant, he didn't like me very much. I could tell. I mean, he did. I mean, honestly, I didn't know how he felt about me. It was kind of hard because I felt like he never really, like, he called me sketch and like sus. And I'm like, what about that? What about me makes you like suspicious of me? I don't understand. It's one of those things I didn't get. But I don't know if he liked me or not. I don't really know. And I don't really care. But every other drill sergeant loved me. Like they had no problems with me. They never said my name. Like no issues. White phase is also where you kind of establish the friendships that you establish who are your friends, who are the people that are the closest to you, who are the people that are your friends but you're not the closest to, and then who are the people that you just don't get along with. That white phase is where you define that. And I definitely did. There was this group of girls that were like a little older than me and my friends. And I was friends with them at the beginning, but then over the course of time, you know, it just, me and those people, they're 30 somethings, it didn't work out. Like it just, some of them were okay, like I could deal with them, and others just took boot camp for my liking way too serious. And boot camp, yes, it is a serious thing, but it's not something that we need to be perfect at, because we're all learning. And this is all like a whole new environment, a whole new culture. So it's like, don't take it so seriously. Right, Stitch? Right? Right, don't take it so seriously? Huh? Floppy lips? Yeah? So, I'm looking at my phone because it helps me kind of kind of go back. So, we did more obstacle courses, and we also did, we also started doing land navigation. Land navigation was interesting because they literally just put us in a room and expect us to know it. It's like, we're not going to learn overnight. They literally put us in a room, teach us a couple things about land nav, and the next day they're like, okay, so what do you guys know? Like, do you guys get it? And we're like, no, we don't get it. We have learned it for like we have learned it for less than a day. How are we gonna get it? You know, and land nav is not an easy thing to get. First of all, I'm drinking cherry vodka with Coke. So good. So yeah, land nav, you know, pay attention in class, get help from your peers. It is a hard thing to learn, but just pay attention in class. And honestly, no matter what you score on land nav for your score, they're gonna make you pass anyways. Trust me. All right. By the way, our group, we did score pretty good. I will say that. All right, so moving on to blue phase. Blue phase, man. Blue phase was interesting. This is where me and my friend would just like completely goof off. Like, you get to the point where you're just living life. You're just living life at boot camp, and you're just like, we might as well do the best of it while we're here. So we had a girl in our room. What is it called? You know, in our room, that was like suicidal apparently. And we had to do buddy watch on her. And so me and my friend would choose to get it together because obviously we're next to each other and we like to be around each other. So we got buddy watch together, and my friend would read the Bible because that's all we can really read at boot camp. She would read the Bible in like a British accent. It would be like the funniest thing ever. And I mean, those are the memories I will never forget. I will never forget, like, also we had, I think it was the same night, no, this was a different night, that we were doing buddy watch. And by the way, for buddy watch, you put on your uniforms, your full OCPs. You gotta put it on, okay? They're gonna check. And also, if you're gonna go to bed, you have to wear your summer or winter uniform, like your army, during bedtime. But try not to wear the other fleece sweaters or anything like that, because they will check and they will be pissed. So our drill sergeants were, honestly, they didn't care. We could wear whatever. But other drill sergeants came in to check on us. They had nothing to do with us, but they just checked in on us because they're assholes. And I remember one time they came in and they woke everyone up. And they smoked everyone. And everyone was like half dead asleep. And it was just like the funniest thing ever, because me and my friend had buddy watch. So we weren't asleep, or we weren't half asleep, and we weren't smoked. So we were just watching. We were like, oh my god, this is so funny. And I don't know, like, blue phase honestly was like, I want to say it had its pros and its cons, because The pro is that you are at the end of, you can see the light. You can see the light at the end of the tunnel. You're almost there. You know, at this point, you're probably gonna pass boot camp. I really struggled with rifles. Like, I could not shoot to save my life. I could not shoot to save my life. That was the hardest thing I had to deal with at boot camp. And I also, the 30-somethings crowd, they became worse. Like, towards the end, they were unbearable. But you know, it was the end, so it's like, I can suck it up. I think it's just, it's nice, you know, it's nice in Blueface because you know that, like, there's the light at the end of the tunnel. It is a little sad, bittersweet, because you know that some of the friends that you have there, you're gonna have to part ways, and it's sad in that sense. And I just remember, like, some people got really hurt, and that really hurt my feelings, because one of my friends, she was like a really great athlete. Like, she did everything so good, and she got really hurt at the end and she couldn't graduate with us, and that really, like, I felt really bad because she busted her ass the whole time in boot camp just to not graduate with us. It was literally like, it broke my heart for her. And then, like, other friends that I've made there, they also got injured, and there's just a lot of things that you go through I think mainly through white phase and the beginning of blue phase. You just go through a lot, and you see a lot of people go through other things that you feel like they're pain, because really you understand what it would be like, because you're walking in the same shoes essentially. So it's a bittersweet period in blue phase. You go do the forge, and you know, I really enjoy forge, to be honest. I really didn't like the whole crawling, like, beneath the machine guns. That wasn't my favorite, but it's an experience, you know. And all the experiences you have with all this, like, you will always remember it. Like, I will always remember being on the campground with my friends. I will always remember just, like, sitting. The forge was actually really cool. Like, I actually really enjoyed the forge. It was freezing, but it was really cool. Let me just look really quickly here, because I want to make sure I'm touching on all the things. So of course, in the forge, you're going to be doing a lot of physical readiness for the ACFT, and leading up to the ACFT, you don't do a lot of physical things because they want to make sure that your body's good. And I remember when I sorry, I just want to make sure. I remember when I would go to sick call, I would talk to all these girls from the other companies, and they would always tell us, like, oh my gosh, you guys had it so lucky. You didn't get smoked like how we did. And, like, this one girl was in crutches, and she said that while she was on crutches, she was, like, tortured. Not tortured, but she was treated as if she wasn't on crutches. And I just think that's so messed up. So disgusting. I was just about to say something, and I forgot. I forgot what I was gonna say. It was very important. Gosh, I can't remember. I can't remember what I was gonna say. It was very important. It's, like, not important, but, like, I really wanted to say it. I was too busy talking about the crutches. Oh yeah. So the special advantages that we got in Delta Company is that we got tablets for all of our education, which was new. No other company had that. We also got an hour or two every Sunday on to talk to our families. And that was also something that I have never heard of in any other company or ever in bootcamp history. So please comment down below if your company and your bootcamp experience, if they allowed you to have your phone for that long, because I'm just curious to know if they're like changing it or what's going on with that. Also, let me know if they allowed tablets, because that was something very new. And then they also had like a lot of TRADOC rules on how they could smoke us. Like our drill sergeant would make us squat with sandbags, and apparently that was against TRADOC rules. And he got in trouble for that, I think. And then all I remember too, that officers, at least the officers in my company did not like the officers and the drill sergeants, they would clash all the time, just like never on the same page. Trying to think of what other privileges we got. We wouldn't get like 15 minutes to eat. I think it depends. Sometimes you'll get more. And we did get a lot of personal time. In the morning, sometimes after PT, we wouldn't get that much time to like wash up after, which I thought was kind of messed up. But I'm trying to think of any other perks or unusual things that we got. But honestly, I can't think of any right now. So I think this concludes the second part of my video for bootcamp. And I honestly just want to say that a lot of these things, a lot of the things we did I can't really remember the details of what we did, but I do remember, you know, the people that we were with, the friendships I made, the things that I did see and experience. Some of those things you'll never forget. The feeling I got when I walked in, when we pulled into Fort Jackson, it's just like one of those, like, as you go through your experience, you'll find that the things that you don't expect that will affect you will affect you in a good or negative way. And I think that overall my basic training experience it did change me in the sense that I know that I can put myself through a lot and I can come out better and stronger for it. It's just a matter of wanting to do it, wanting to be there, wanting to work for it, and just sticking with it. And it's all about sticking with it. It's all about your mindset. I suggest keeping a journal if you need to kind of just put your thoughts out there. I never did because I felt like my letters and stuff to my boyfriend and everything, my now fiance, were enough for me to kind of lay it all out there. And I had family members that I wrote to, so all those things helped. So I think the main thing is keep your body in good shape, keep your health in good shape while you're there, and make sure you make friends, because they will last a lifetime. But that's it for now, guys. I want to do another video where I go into my overall Army experience, and I also want to do a video with my overall OCS traditional, like state traditional route. But that'll be for another time. Alright, well, subscribe and comment down below, and I'll catch you guys next time. Was that a good show, Stitch? Was that a good show? Did I do good? Did I do good, or how did I do? How did I do?